Hey everyone, we are here with DJ from Seniors Helping Seniors. So today we're going to learn a little bit more about how seniors can help seniors. This is DJ. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
Hello everyone, my name is DJ Wan. I'm the owner of Seniors Helping Seniors, which is a franchise business for seniors, take care of seniors to support their independence at home. So I started this business about 3 years ago. So this is, as you all know, we are facing a huge demographic shift called the silver tsunami. So a lot of baby boomers are getting older and they need some assistance in order to stay safe and independent at home. That's what we do. So we provide a broad range of services from companionship to night housekeeping to medication reminders, transportation, anything you can name it. In order to relieve family members from the burden of, caregiving, but also most important to empower seniors so that they can stay safe, independent, and with dignity. That's very important. So the parent business has been around for 25 years, and we have operations in about 40 different states as well as United Kingdom. So it's an international franchise. So here in DFW, there are about 5 of us. We covered the entire Metroplex. So I covered the eastern part of the Metroplex. So I started one territory in Garland, East Dallas. And then recently, about 3 months ago, I acquired another territory more southeast of the metro area, such as the Lancaster, as well as Bulk Spring, all the way to West Kaufman, Forney, and Turl, and so on.
Okay, awesome. So that's a pretty good area size. So there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So Seniors Helping Seniors has been around for a while, and you own one of the local franchises here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious, where does the Seniors Helping Seniors come from? I know it's literally seniors. And you touched on a little bit about like with the dignity and trust and things. Tell me a little bit about what's special about the seniors part.
It's a very interesting, there's a very interesting story behind this. So, and that's the co-founder of this business. Her name is Karen Yukam. She is a lady from India. She immigrated into the United States when she was in her 50s. But before she came to the U.S., she spent 14 years as the right-hand person for Mother Teresa. Okay. And that's just amazing. When I heard that story, when I was searching for an opportunity, I said, well, I don't have to look any further. This is the one, right? Because we're talking about Mother Teresa level of compassion and care. And she has a famous quote. It says, only through the action of care that we find the true purpose in this world. So this really, our cultural foundation is about compassion and care. And so she started this business 25 years ago as a nonprofit. And her husband, Philip, is a businessman. He quickly recognized that in order for us to have a greater impact in the community, we have to figure out a different business model. That's why they decided to convert it into a franchise business. And the foundation of this business is the recognition that seniors themselves can help them. Seniors are not equal. There are active seniors. There are seniors who really need help. Because as the economy, we have a huge shortage in caregivers. So the realization here is we can mobilize the active seniors to help the other seniors, because seniors as a demographic group is the most underemployed population in the economy. That means there are a lot of seniors, they are either approaching retirement or they're already retired. They have a lot of time on their hands. They're looking for something purposeful. And this is an ideal thing for them to come out, to get them out of the house, to help others. So it's really about bringing seniors together so that they can help each other. And it turned out that seniors have a lot to offer because they have very rich life experience. It's easy for them to relate to each other, to build a trust, and which is essential for companionship, another type of care. So come to think about it, right? If you contrast somebody who is, let's say, 60-year-old versus somebody who is 20-year-old,
Right.
and you send them to a family where they have a 70-year-old who needs some help. And for the 20-year-old, obviously, the person can probably take care of whatever needs to be done quickly. Let's say, sweep the floor or prepare the meal and so on. But that may take only about, 10 minutes or half an hour out of 3 hours. But what do you do with the rest of the time? That's the most important. Right. So for a 60-year-old, because the fact that they see each other, and the 70-year-old, they see each other as peers, mm-hmm. they can instantly, even, from my experience, you bring them together, you will find they can relate to each other just like a two lost friend.
Right.
So it's a beautiful model. It worked out like a charm. I have seen it time and again, how, when you bring the seniors together, you create a spark that really bring something to their day, which otherwise could be very, very gray. Okay, but this is a spark that really brighten their day. So it works so well, and I'm very proud that I'm part of this organization, which has a very unique model that we bring to the community.
Absolutely, and I love that. Not only are we serving the senior community who's historically underserved, mm-hmm. what I'm hearing is you're actually adding value to seniors in the workforce.
Totally,
and I think it's huge. And you hit on it when you talked about, like, if it's a 20-year-old something, they can still be great companions. They can still have great conversation, but there's just something about your peers.
They just speak different languages almost. Yeah. Like for a 20-year-old, because a lot of times when they're done with the tasks, and then they will be on their phone. So there's almost no connection
there's no
there.
Shared life experiences. There's it's such an age gap in life experiences and time they're alive. Yeah. And I see time and time again, whether it's through home health care, just home care in general, or senior communities, that community, that camaraderie, the companionship really sparks in life. It gives purpose and meaning and joy, right? You look forward to when they come over to help out around the house. It's something to look forward to versus just something that needs to be done. I love it.
Yeah, I want to share a story of my oldest caregiver, Joanne. Okay. She's just turned 82. Before her retirement, she was a account exec for AT&T selling, phone services. And then after retirement, she took care of her late husband until his passing, and then she was volunteering at the church until she came across us, and it was just from day one. She was the third hire when I started my business. She has been one of my best caregivers. I have probably half a dozen different families I put her in, and every family just love her, just because she has such a big heart. And so I do my homework to make sure that I don't put her in a situation where it requires heavy lifting in the sense that, things that could be physically strenuous for her. So mostly she focused on companionship because of her heart, her life experience. She just, every family it's just so they feel like the God sent, I put her in that situation. So that ownership, time and again, remind me that why I am doing what I'm doing, because helping her, really bring her days, make her days purposeful, but also helping the family who are really in need of help.
Absolutely. I love it. And it just lines right up with the love, serve, encourage others.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love the business model, and I love that you're doing it here. Areas, because I'm going to get into some of the individual services that people may not know are available. So we want to go over that. But I want to make sure, I think you said area, but you're kind of in DFW. Where do you go? Where do you serve?
Yeah, I started first territories Garland, Raleigh, Saxe, and the East Dallas, the upper around 635. So that was my first territory, and for the first 2 years, and then it just recently, about 4 months ago, I decided to purchase another territory, so I have room to grow. So this is the West Kaufman County, like Terrell and Forney, as well as Southeast Dallas, like, Lancaster and Segerville. And so,
Okay, so it kind of horseshoes around the east side of DFW. Yeah. Okay, awesome. We got a lot of people out there who need some help and don't know that.
Absolutely, I would love to do. Love to help. Yeah, that's what we do.
Awesome. So we talked about companionship already. That's a big part of it. But I noticed you also offer like personal care and daily care. Can you tell the people a little bit?
Yeah. So think of home care depending on the level of care required. We have different services, right? So somebody who is, let's say, has early stage dementia, they start to lose it, right, in terms of memory, cognitive capability, or even balance. So in these cases, it's a more light work, but in terms of physical work, mostly they need somebody to be there to keep an eye on them so that they are not falling. They have somebody they can have a conversation with, or even take a walk together with a supportive walker. So that's what I call it, more companionship type of care. So that's the foundation of our model. But then also we have situations where, let's say a person is wheelchair bound. Okay, so they need some help, even transfer from bed to wheelchair to the toilet, and so that typically requires a little bit more physical strength. Mm-hmm. So, and we do have a smaller number of caregivers who are, like home health aide type. They are trained to be able to take care of people who need a little bit more hands-on type of help. Let's say somebody who need help bathing or dressing. So we have people who are trained for that kind of work. That's more personal care because your personal touch, right? So I would say, in terms of distribution, vast majority is a more lower level acuity that require more companionship type of care because of our model that's well suited for that kind of situation. But then there's maybe 10, 20% of where we have a higher acuity, where we have slightly younger caregivers, probably 30 or 40s, right, and they can attend the person physically. So that's a personal care piece, but also there's something called a respite care. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times family members are the ones take care of their loved ones, whether it's a spouse or kids, and so but they try to carry as much as possible, but it could get to the point where they're totally stressed out. Right. Okay, so respite care is meant to be somebody from outside, from my team, will come in maybe 2 or 3 times a week so that we can give the family member still the primary caregiver, but we'll come here at like a relief corps. Okay, so we help them, give them a little break so they can go for a bowling or have a dating dinner with somebody, with their friend and so on. So they can have a life of their own. Gotcha. Otherwise, this is a marathon, okay? So that means they can totally just stress them out, right, if they don't get some help. So we cover that as well.
Okay, awesome. And I love the respite. It gets overlooked a lot.
Typically.
That the caregiver needs a break too. The caregiver
it's a very, caregiving is a very stressful situation, especially for people who have like Alzheimer's or dementia. They're not functioning as a normal person, right? Just cognitively. So you have to be super patient and super attentive, and you have to maneuver your way into certain situations. Like I have a caregiver, attending person, who just refused to take her medication. Right. So she's clever enough, she figured out that that person will follow whatever she does. So she decided to bring her own medication. She take her medication in front of her, and then she started to take her medication. So it's that's clever. Right?
Yeah, that's smart. It's a good idea. And that's that attentive.
Because you have to be very, sensitive about what's going on. There are certain ways you communicate with a dementia patient, because if you just try to force your way through it never works. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, companionship, personal care, memory care, respite. I noticed also veteran services.
It turned out that we have a lot of veterans here. It turned out that Texas has per capita we have much higher percentage of veterans, and here at DFW, we got another veteran vets who are at their prime age where they need some help. In my case, it's just by accident. It's somewhat by accident. Over 80% of the families I'm helping, they're all veterans. So 80%, okay. So I communicate with VA almost on a daily basis. So veterans, obviously, they're very special, a group of people because of service and their heart, their sacrifice. So, and the VA has a great program to support veterans who need assistance at home. So that means they don't have to pay out of pocket if they get qualified for home care, which is a huge relief for another family, because if they have to pay out of pocket, there's no way they can afford it. Right. So affordability is still a huge issue for a lot of families. So it worked out very well in my case, because the fact that we take the payment side out of the table, so we really can focus on the quality of care. So yeah, I help veterans all over, even though the core market is here, but I do have veterans who are living in Tyler, in Greenville, even in Cedar Hill, and all over. Right. Yeah. So
that's awesome. Yeah, because you said it. They sacrificed a lot. They loved and served their country, and we need to take care of them in a way too. So
yeah.
That's awesome. What else? I want to make sure, if y'all want to know more about any of these things, absolutely reach out. The other things that kind of stood out to me was like the light handyman work and yard work. So it's things that when I think about, okay, I need a caregiver or I need a seniors helping seniors person, I think about, help with medication. I think about help maybe cleaning up around the house but I don't think about like yard work. Like how far
it's just when we say we want to take care of people, we just look at the totality of the situation. So we take care of everything. For example, for veterans, typically VA benefit doesn't include transportation, but for, I would take my veteran clients to doctor's appointment, and there's one client who live a little bit far out, so they just trust me. So every time he needs to visit his doctor at the Dallas VA, I take them there. Okay, awesome. So this is just part of my commitment when they entrust to us to take care of their needs. Similarly with yard work, it's not a main part of our service, obviously, but we do have a few male caregivers, which is really minority. Okay, I have one guy, he actually had prior taking over as a caregiver, he used to do home design, the interior design and so on. So we have, typically yard work is more for men. We have a few male caregivers who are able to take care of those things if that, becomes an issue. But that said, one of the things I'm trying to do as the owner of the business, I know that the core service we provide is caregiving, okay? But there are many other services the family or the seniors themselves may need. So over time, I accumulate a short list of other service providers where I think I have already vetted. I talk to them, I talk to other customers of theirs, so that I know if I direct family to them, they would do a good job. Right. A good example would be, recently I have somebody who called me so through another referral source, and then when I spoke with the wife, and turned out that what they're looking for is somebody who can cook the meal for them, because her husband used to be a big-time chef. So they are looking for somebody who can prepare gourmet type of food. And I said, well, my caregiver probably, they can make simple dishes, but probably will not meet their standard. So I said, well, it turned out I know another franchise service called Chefs for Seniors. I know the owner who served this area. Her name is Becky, and I have a couple clients who have been using her service, and they're very happy with it. So I would, I'd like you to talk to Becky and see whether she'll be able to help. And then I connect her to Becky, and they try it out. She's really happy with that, right? So this is just one example. And another example would be like, there are times when people reach certain level of acuity, they decide to put their loved one in a facility. So I know a person she owns a franchise business, just wholly devoted to placement of seniors in different facilities. So she knows all the facilities in the area, and she will sit down with you to do assessment, both the financial as well as the care needs, and then help you narrow down to a short list of facilities you might want to visit, and then decide the placement. All right. So this is just examples where I do the homework, so that when family come to us, even if they end up what I offer may not be, either overkill or underkill for them, or wrong match, and then I can direct them to other service providers. Okay. Because I want to be a source of trusted resource for them, so they don't have to spend the time, effort, and to search for the right service provider.
Absolutely, and I love that, and that's what we're doing here, is connecting people to other good service providers, because we're all here to help and love and serve.
It takes a village, even more than a village, to take care of the seniors, because they have another needs, and what we do is just a very small slice of the bigger pie, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity and some things that people might not have known that are available. Two questions. Number one, how do they pay for it? Is it all self-pay, private pay, insurance? You mentioned the VA. How do they?
Yeah, so if you look at Seniors Helping Seniors as a national network, so I would say 90% is out of pocket.
Okay.
And they are families who are fortunate enough, they have long-term care insurance. Okay. It does kick in if certain criteria be met, but each carrier is a little bit different. But by and large, it's private pay. And in my case, again, it's outlier. 80% of my clients are paid by the VA. But I would say by and large, most families pay out of pocket.
Okay. So self-pay, but there are some options like VA benefit and maybe some long-term, and y'all can help walk people through that.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So if people decide that they want to reach out to you, it's a good fit, how do they get a hold of you? Tell them how to find you.
Yeah. So our website is SHS, the Seniors Helping Seniors, Garland, singleword.com, or you can just call us. Our number is I cannot even remember my number.
We'll put it in there. We'll
put it in there. But anyway, so just talk to us and we'll figure it out. And for a lot of veterans, for example, when they first come to us, they don't even know where they are in the process. So I spend a lot of time educating them and figure it out. Do a lot of upfront kind of navigation and to get them to the point where they can qualify for the service.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll put that here in the video. We'll put the website, the phone number to call you. If you have questions, reach out to us, reach out to him. If you found value in this video or you know somebody who might benefit from it, please like, share, subscribe, and send it to the person. Yeah. We're here to help educate. We've got a lot of other videos that can help you out. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Call Paul.